Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today is the day after my Amazon live, which was many weeks ago for you. It's actually Easter Sunday because the live was the day before Easter Sunday. So since I am filming my video for Sunday, it's not obviously going to be out on Easter. I'm going to show you my other cross mold that is available in the store. I think we have 4 crosses available now. This one is the Last Supper. So before I molded it, I put some rhinestones on my master. So we have a little bit of bling going around these edges in the channel. And then here is the Last Supper. So I thought, you know what? Even though it's not Easter for you, it's Easter for me today while I'm filming. We're going to do this very special cross for the day. I got some happy mail first. Carol Ann sent me, look at these, Rub and Buff. I have heard about them for quite a while. I never had them before. So we have gold leaf, ebony, silver leaf, and antique gold. So it's a wax metallic finish. It says apply to most surfaces, polish with cloth, clean with mineral spirits. I'm pretty sure it's for antiquing. I might even try it on this one. So that's exciting. Thank you so much, Carol. I've been hearing about them for so long. I just never get around to ordering anything because I'm just so busy in my mind, but I have wanted them for a while. Then I also got the same day, these are liquid pearls, dimensional pearl paint. So I'm not sure. These are from Barbara. Barbara sent these. She also has them for herself. I got a little free gift in here. Isn't that cute? It's a little stencil. That's what it is. So that's for painting, but you could probably use that for resin as well. I've never used stencils. I always wanted to, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So these are actually paints, dimensional pearlescent paints, taffy coral, her colors for sure, pink and purple girl, raspberry and rose gold. So I'm wondering if these are okay in resin. That's a good question. I think she thought that these were alcohol inks, but these are actually paints. So we might put a little bit in some resin today. Let's put a little bit in some resin today just to see, because if there's water in this, if this is water-based, I don't know if it'll work, and we'll have to use it as paint. It doesn't really say, but we're going to try it. Are they open already? Yep, they are. Okay, so what I'm going to do also, we're going to unmold these. So I flipped it over and I cheated, and I see my Petrie, I went too heavy on the white. I'm not going to bother backing them in black. These don't necessarily need the black. That one can. It's got a little bit of negative space. So I'm not, oh, actually, no, I'm not, because that's the Petrie. These are the clouds. These are all full. Really no negative space to fill in with black, so there's really no point in doing that. This one was the extra, which was marbled. That one came out pretty good, not too bad for extra. And then these blooms we did yesterday, well, weeks ago for you, but yesterday for me, and I think they're going to be absolutely gorgeous. So I am going to back these. I'm not quite sure if I want to use clear or if I want to use a color, but look at the coloring on them. They bloomed beautifully, and then we do need to top coat them. So I'll do that as well. But let's get these out and see how terrible I did on the Petrie. The ones that I did on the video came out pretty decent. Yeah, I went a little too heavy on my white, so I'm glad I didn't waste my time with a back coat. Otherwise, they would have been really pretty. So you win some and you lose some. Unfortunately, these I lost. They would have been really nice. Oh, I know why, you guys, because I swirled too early. It wasn't time to swirl. I was on live and I wanted to show you what to do. That's what happened. I swirled it too early. I probably pushed the paints down or the inks down. So that's probably what happened. So no big deal. At least I showed you what to do. Oh, look at these. These are the cloud effects. That one came out beautiful. Now these I swirled at the same time, but I had poured them a little bit earlier. So that one came out nice. Oh, that one came out nice. Happy with those. Ooh, that one's really nice. Blue and purple. And then, oh, these are the ones that Don chose the colors for me that day. Good job. A really good job. Look at those. Successes. Every time, every single time I got something on there, but that's okay. Beautiful. All right, let's get to this. So what I think I'm going to do, I am going to paint this on the mold. This is a matte mold. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to paint this onto the mold, pour it, put it in the pressure pot. It fit on my tray, thank God. Because of all the tiny crevices, I think I'll put it in the pressure pot. And then it will make sure I don't have any bubbles in all that. This is the brand new Dianca Pours Iron Talon. All her next set of new ones did come out recently, a couple weeks ago. So if you want that new set, now's the time to get them, because I know she is getting very popular and selling out very quickly on some of her stuff. So I'm going to just paint this in here. And then I think I will fill it with the same color, just in case I missed any spots with the powder. However, the powder is going to shine through on a matte mold because we're painting it on the mold and not pouring it in. So if I poured it in the mold, you would get the gold, but it would be a matte finish. But if we're painting it on the mold like this, then it will come out beautiful and sparkly from the, oh, what's that? Something in there. Beautiful and sparkly from the mica powder. I just want to get it into all of these little crevices, all of these little rhinestones that were on there, all the sides. And then we're going to try that rub and buff, I think, so we can age it a little bit. What do you think? That is so exciting. I've never used it. I haven't even seen anybody use it, but I have heard of it from you guys have told me about it. But that's all I know about it. So I've never seen it being used. I should probably, while I'm waiting for this to cure. I'm not doing a ton today. I do have plans with friends. So I do want to pour before I leave. So I'm not going to like film. Plus it's Easter. I have to spend some time with my family and my friends. That way I'm not pouring a whole bunch of projects and having to finish a whole bunch of projects tonight. This is a gorgeous color. Look at this. Golden. It's like a rich golden color. I think it's going to make this cross look amazing. The crosses are pretty popular right now. We have the original one that I did with the Life of Jesus in the store. I have the one with Isaiah scripture on there with the hands. That was really nice. I have this one, and I have one that I did, was it yesterday, a couple days ago, Faith, Hope, and Love on there. So there are several to choose from. And now that I have the mold housings, I may, depending on how popular crosses are, which I think they are with my set of viewers, I can make many, many, many more of them. So we'll see what I come up with. All right, that looks good. I'm going to tap this out over the garbage and get all the extra loose powder out so it doesn't create any bubbling like in their heads, all that loose powder and stuff. I don't want bubbles to form because there's too much powder in there. And then I think I will mix up some resin, figure out what color I want to do these, and go from there.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. Colors are loud like they're breaking the cage.
I'm starting with 8 ounces, not sure how much I need. I'm actually going to just, other than this little piece for this paint, I'm going to use the Iron Talon on the backs of these coasters. I've never put gold on the back of Bloom's coasters before. So we're going to try that and see what happens. But before that, I do want just the smallest amount because I don't want to waste anything. And I don't know if I need it for that. Let's just put some of this little paint in there. Not much. Just a dab. And I'm not even going to put it into a mold because I don't want to ruin a mold. I don't even know if it's going to mix into resin. It looks a little grainy. So this may be paint for after the fact, which I do use paint a lot on my projects after demold, but I'm just gonna leave it in there and we're gonna see what happens and let that cure inside there. For these and everything else, I'm gonna mix, well, first I'm going to dissolve the powder. I don't need a lot, just that much I think. One scoop. Dissolve it into some alcohol. I'm not going to put the coasters in my pressure pot today. I'm going to let them cure on the table because in the meantime, I can get these cured pretty quickly on my heat mat. And then I'm going to take them out and we are going to top coat them because top coating them really gives it a world of a difference. They look stunning top coated. Let me just pour a little bit of resin in here. Get this mixed up. I am going to run it through the vacuum chamber, even though I don't really have to. I think what I'm going to do is pour the cross. I'll just run it out through the vacuum chamber. It's not a big deal. We're not in a hurry because it's not really a deep mold. So I have plenty of time to pour it and get it under pressure. That was plenty enough. Let's just scrape out every last drop because we might need it. Now I'm just kind of getting it evenly. I'm not like mixing it anymore. I'm just evenly mixing it. You know what I mean? Because the powder, look at that gorgeousness. I wonder if we're going to have a pattern on the front of that cross. No, we won't because of the powder. So that's good. All right, let's get this debubbled and then we'll pour.
Glitz and glitter lighting up the night, painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones.
I think I'm going to pour the cross first. Try to get into all those nooks and crannies. All those little heads. And I think maybe I can't really tap around much because of that. Look at how different it is, the color into the resin. Well, you know what? I need to get that. Oh, I already have one made, but I think I'm going to pour some on the back of that jar. Just so I have it like adhered to the jar forever. So I know what color it is. I wonder if I'm going to need more. Let me see something here. I'm just going to try to open it up. I probably put too much in to do that. It's not enough over there though. I kind of wanted to open it up without spilling and kind of moving it around. Hopefully that's good. Let me grab that jar. I forgot I wanted to put a little bit. I do want to prop it up because before it was like moving on me. So I'm just going to put a little bit on that jar so we have the color because it looks so different than the actual powder itself. That's good. I'm not doming this one because I could see the trim line, so I'm stopping before that trim line. Now I'm just going to move this out of the way. Hopefully we have enough to put on the back of both of these. I don't have enough to dome them. I don't think. Let me see what I have here. What is my stick hiding? Here it is. Could have used a little bit more. And I might just do that because I think I'm going, since I'm using my pressure pot, I do have an order for just a clear casting of my other cross with the butterflies. So I think I'm going to pour that one since I have, like I said, since I'm using the big pressure pot today, I might as well take up the space and fill it with the other cross too that'll fit in there at the same time. Just get these. Oh wow, that was like the perfect amount. Oh my gosh, not even a scraping extra. Look at that for guesswork. And I guess I can pour the other one with you. It's just clear though. It's not a big deal. Let me clean this out. Let me just scrape the rest. I will put it into here just so we can use it. That's everything. I'm going to clean this out, mix up 12 more ounces, and this is the cross I'm talking about. So it's a quick, easy. I don't have to finish that one today. It's just a clear casting, and they're going to finish it off themselves. So let me get that mixed up, and I'm going to move this out of the way. I totally lied to you. The next one in line wanted purple, so we're going to do a purple, so I brought you back for that. And then the following one was going to be clear. So that's good because I like to let these cure overnight or 2 days before I finish the piece. So I'm not going to finish it today, but I will pour it today. I'm going to try this one today, Lavender by Octopus Inks. It's a light purple, we'll see, depending on how much I put in there. And she didn't mind what I did to it, but she wanted some purple in there. So I'm thinking, let's get it poured with a light pastel-y purple and then finish it off with pinks and purples and whatever goes with that. And then the next one will be the clear. So this one is for Emily. Hope you're watching, Emily. You'll have to watch 2 episodes to see it finished though. I'm going to put a little bit more because it's a little bit light. So Octopus Inks has pastels as well. So you can always grab one color there. And you don't have to buy that 64 kit, but that 64 kit is pretty amazing too. So just depends on what you need. It's a little bit light when you pull it out, even though it's going to be deep. I'm just going to squirt one more squirt in there. This does not have to be vacuum chambered, so that's good. And it's a matte mold. Oh, the mold is back in stock in case you missed that announcement. But from what I hear, I didn't look at the pictures, but from what I'm hearing from my friends is the butterfly in the bottom. Here, I'll show you. So this is the bottom portion. It's got the butterfly and flowers. From what I understand, that is no longer in there. That must be the butterfly that got damaged, and then they covered it up maybe. And now it's just a plain cross. This is the inside of the jar anyway. I don't think it's a big deal, but it's not there. So you can order the mold again. It's about $150, but make sure you use my discount code. That'll save you 20% if you buy the mold from them. So at least you can get the main part of the mold now, which is the top piece, which is this piece. And then I wouldn't worry too much about this bottom piece because it's just the inside of the jar anyway. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. This thing has been well used. Thank God it's a matte mold. Otherwise, it would have been way wore out quite a long time ago and I would not be able to make any more. I could always make my own casting, but I really don't need to. There's nothing wrong with the mold. And the orders for them are slowing down. So I think I only have about 5 more to do. I'm not quite sure. So hopefully it will last that long. I don't see, unless it tears or something. Then I would have to somehow, I don't know what I would do because I don't have a casting myself. That's one thing I did not make myself, is one of these crosses. I can't believe I haven't done that. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to make one for myself. Okay, that's good there. I'm going to move this over to the pressure pot. That's situated. So I have 3 levels in this pressure pot because it's larger. I do spritz alcohol into my butterflies just to help it flow down in there without any air pockets getting caught in there. And then I do squish it. What can I use? Oh, where's my little, I'm gonna need my bubble remover. Just kind of squish it around, make sure it gets up in there. Gets up in the wings. Fill her up. I can't see through mine anymore. And I can't fill it completely, totally, because I do need to move it onto the top shelf. But I do scoop out, try to, because these bubbles will not go away if there is any in the pressure pot. So you do have to scoop under there. Sometimes it's unavoidable. You just don't know what's going to happen. So you can always fill them in with UV resin or what have you. So I will go ahead and move this over, fill it up, re-bubble wand it, and then I'll get you the comment of the day, and then we're going to come back and top coat those coasters while we're waiting for this to get done. I lied again. So I have a little bit left over. So let's use the extras today. So I pulled out, I did put it through the vacuum chamber, got the bubbles out. I pulled out the opaque dyes and pigments, red, well, it says rose red, and this is blue. I'm just gonna marble it, and we're gonna use these beautiful flower molds and the pendant mold. And we're gonna marble it and see what we get. I wanted it to be pink, purple, and blue. So we're gonna, let me better spritz these just because my resin is very thick right now. And I don't know, I should have put these in the pressure pot with it, but they're not going in now. I'm just gonna pour really slowly. There's one. And then this one, let me put some more pink. Where's my, oh, I dropped my scribe. Hang on. Whoops. Shoot, I just put something in there from the floor now. There it is. Let's just, did I spritz this? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. If you pour these two just right, you really don't have any trimming to do. They're beautiful molds. Hopefully that's just right. We'll find out. All right, let's move that aside and put this in here. So let's add some more blue. A little bit of pink. This pink is pretty strong. Oh my gosh, I'm knocking everything over today. Goodness. All right, let's do, what do we want to do? I like these ones because they're like medium-sized. Hopefully these come out decent. I'm sure they will. This is usually where I do my best marbling on the extras. Isn't that crazy? Add a little bit of blue. Let's do a couple of these little bars. So it was more than I expected to pour today, but that's okay. We're not really doing much today anyway. It's two, and then we got enough for some smalls. I think that's about it. I think I can get a couple of drips just to dome these. And that's it. I have nothing else. One more drop. Come on. There we go. That looks good. All right, that's it. I will see you on Demold. The heat mat just went off. These are ready. They're warm. I gotta let them cool down, but I'm gonna top coat them. This cured, so you can put that paint in there. It's definitely cured. See if we can get it out. Because it's in plastic, so I don't know. Yeah, you can. Look at that. It cured. But I'm not sure I like the color. Well, let's see. The color is different in resin. So I might keep these for paints. So that's cool. Thank you, Barbara. I'm not going to undo these because they are still really warm. I'm just going to get these out and then get them cooled down pretty quick. And I'm going to use my 1 hour fast cure to put the top coat on if I like them. Let's get them both out and then we'll look. I don't know if I'm going to like them with the gold on the back. It could be a total flop. Let's see what we got here. Ready? Oh, They're okay. They're not bad. I might have preferred black, but I think the black might have been too dark because my white isn't like in your face white. Let me get that off. But they're not terrible. I like the shimmer behind it. If you could see that shimmer in there. We're gonna glam them up with the top coat. The blooms are nice though. I didn't even look at those. The blooms came out beautiful. I almost wish I didn't put gold on though. Here's the one from the other day in black. Let me grab it. Which it was, I thought the black was too dark. That's why I didn't like jump to black. But you could still see all the colors. I just probably could have put some more white into the actual bloom itself. So I'm going to get these cooled down on my granite countertop over here. They'll cool them down pretty quickly. And then, I wonder if I can get these out. Yeah, we can get them out. Let's look at these real quick. That one's just basically lavender. That one is messed up on the front, so I'm not going to finish that one. Not too bad. Not my favorite. That one's okay. Let's see. They're soft because, like I said, the heat mat literally just went off. And I'm trying to beat the clock today. They're not terrible. I wish they were more pronounced in the colors. This one's, oh, that one's messed up. Too much blue got in there. Didn't cure right. See it in the mold? That can happen with that dye if you put too much in there. Just like a pigment paste can happen. Doesn't happen often to me, but look at that. The smallest one is pretty. All right. Anyway, I don't know if I could pull these out or not. It's pretty soft. I'm not. I'm going to let these cool down too. So these two are garbage. I will finish up those and grab some 1 hour fast curing, get those top coated. I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other ones. And since there's so many colors in them, I'm going to put my rainbow shimmer glitter on the top. That way we have all the colors of the rainbow sparkling through. You kind of use this the same way as you use the crushed crystal, very, very little bit. Otherwise it'll take over. The last ones I did, I put too much in. I had to wipe it all off and start over with a new batch of resin. So be careful if you're doing that. If you have this particular glitter, kind of treat it like your crushed crystal. It will last you a very long time if you're using it for stuff like that. But you will have all the colors of the rainbow in there instead of just the crystal. Although the crystal is gorgeous, I need to change it up a little bit in my life. All right, let me grab some resin. I put these up on silicone so they don't like drip onto the mat and adhere themselves. I don't think I need that much. This Promise 1 hour epoxy, it only takes a minute to mix it very quickly. And I don't want to add too much and make another batch. I only did 1 ounce. I need just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit more. Just to make sure we get a little bit of sparkle in there. And then I'm not going to put it through a vacuum chamber or anything because I could torch the bubbles out. But this is going to give it that gorgeous, gorgeous shine like the other ones. I always question whether I should top coat them or not. And then when I do it, I'm so happy I did it because it really finishes them off nicely. I can't really tell if it's mixed or not in this white cup, but I know this stuff does not take very long. It mixes like water, but you don't have long to work with it. Maybe 10 minutes. And it's getting really thick and sticky. So let's get some poured on here. See how I did. Hopefully it doesn't go over the edges. But if it does, it won't stick to the paper. I'm just gonna get it to that edge, and then the surface tension is gonna hold it, I hope. Sometimes when you have these kind of edges, the surface tension doesn't hold it. and we might get a drip, but we'll just grind that drip down. Just trying to get a good coat here. But I want to work quickly because the other one is going to be much thicker because I'm waiting to pour it in there. Once this one's done, let's just get this going. And it's just really going to finish off this coaster so nicely. I don't know. Tell me what you think about the gold. Do you like the gold? I probably should have, I don't know. I really wanted to do clear, but then I wasn't sure how well you would see that flower. I just need a little bit more. And then we'll grab this lighter. Now you don't want to like, oh my goodness, this lighter won't stay on, and it's a new one. There we go. You don't want to like hold the lighter on there too long and water it down because it's already pretty watery. Then it will go over those edges. I'm just going to try to get this one done real quick before it starts thickening up on me. Just make sure you lift them up off your table. Sometimes, normally I put them on a jar, but because they were still not completely cooled when I'm doing it, they would have like warped over that jar being warm. So I didn't want to make little bowls out of them. Trying to top coat them anyway. All right. Not too bad. It's not too bad to work with still. It's only been a few minutes, but you don't have very long to do that. Almost done.
What you working on?
What are you not working on?
Look how nice I did my bloom here. You like that?
No.
Why not?
Because you didn't do it.
I can do this.
Oh, jeez.
Try it.
No.
Round and round.
Watch out. Pop the bubbles.
You want me to spritz them?
No, absolutely don't do that.
Why not?
Okay, that's it. Now we get full cure, and then we'll unload the pressure pot.
Wait, don't turn it off. Hi, guys.
I had a little blooper because when I got home, I took the stuff out of the pressure pot and I noticed that the back of the cross, as you can see, I tried to fix it, wasn't poured enough, which explains why I had this extra ounce to do the extras, because I should not have added the extra ounce, and I was wondering why I had an extra ounce. Well, this was too thin, so I mixed up some more 1 hour fast cure, colored it, put it down on the heat mat here, thinking I'm going to cure this one anyway, so I'll just leave this one on there. You don't put 1 hour fast cure on a heat mat because clearly 1 hour is more than enough time to do it on its own, and it created all these bubbles. I filled them in with UV resin. So typically when this happens on an order, one, it's the bottom of the thing and you're not going to see it. So I will discount it for Emily, or it goes on as a blooper on eBay. So I give her the option, and then that's what happens. I mean, the rest of it is beautiful, came out perfect. I'm going to just do this. So the back is just screwed up because that was a learning experience for myself, because I did not know that about the 1 hour cure stuff because I never used it that very often. Here is the front of it. And again, this needs to cure for a couple of days. Maybe by tomorrow I might finish it because I want to color these letters in with acrylic paint, and I don't want it to like stain this, so I like it fully cured as hard as possible. But other than the back, which is not exactly the same color, but it's got just a little line there, you could see the color difference. So one, like I said, discounted or blooper, it doesn't matter to me. I can pour another one. It's a beautiful color though. It came out really nice. So I don't do any of this finishing work until I get these letters filled in. Once the letters are filled in, cleaned up, then I start doing all that work. These came out good. Nice and cured, beautiful. I didn't put them on the heat mat. So those are really nice and finished. And we still, oh, here's all these that I did finish. Too bad this wasn't in the mold or we would not have had those problems today, but we got some pendants out of them, and I did put a rhinestone today on the tops of each one of them, just for the heck of it, just to see what they look like, and I liked them. These came from the extra clear that was mixed up for the top coat. I just added more of the rainbow shimmer in there, put it in the turtle mold, and then I put, these are from the live yesterday, so I put some bales on those, put bales on those and that. This one I drilled a hole at the top and put a pinch bale on them. So those are all the extra pendants. We still need to get out these extra flowers, which should be absolutely gorgeous. It is a beautiful mold. I really love it. Now you can't really see all the colors that I had in there, but it's okay. The shine makes it all better. Here's this one. Came out great. Came out perfect. Perfect, perfect. Well, let's see what we have. Let me put these away so they're not going to get messed up. I will put that away. Let's see what we have for the cross. And then I'm going to try the rub and buff. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now the gems aren't as sparkling as they would be if I didn't paint them. So these gems around the channel would have been much sparklier if the mica powder didn't go on them. But that's okay. I still like it. Really nice. That is a beautiful finish for a matte mold when you paint that on there. And there's the color in the resin. There's the color of the powder. Amazing, isn't it? So I meant to go online and then I got distracted with something. I wanted to go see how to use this before I put it all over this. So let me check that and then maybe I will come back and do it with you. So apparently, according to AI, you do exactly as the label says. You rub it on and you buff it off. So we're going to do that. But before that, I did trim the back with the sander. I'm just going to use my Resin Restore to get rid of those sanding marks. I almost forgot. I like to do this before I do anything to it because I don't, once a finished piece is finished, then I don't like to go in sanding it and washing it down. So I'm just going to do it now. So I always trim my pieces before I do anything to them. And then I always put this on to hide those sanding. It doesn't like get rid of it, but it does get that color back. So you can't really notice it as much, but it's still there. You just bringing that color back out of the resin. Just in case you're new and you haven't seen this before, this is only in my eBay store. Nobody else sells this except a few people who are trying to resell what they purchased from me on eBay for a few dollars more than what they paid for it. So I don't know why they feel like it was worth the hassle to make $1, but apparently they do. So keep an eye out for that if you don't want to pay the extra dollar through those people. But just know they don't have stock of it. They literally have, I think, 2 bottles of it. So they're not like, I don't sell this in bulk to anybody, so I'm really the only one who has the packaging and has the product. So don't get scammed out there, guys. I can't stand scammers. They drive me insane. And that's it. That's all I do. And then if you have too much on there, you really don't need much. And just squirt yourself some alcohol on a rag and just clean up the back. And get any extra off. It's not going to dry. The extra doesn't dry. It can feel oily. So just wash it off when you're done, and it doesn't take it out. It kind of like soaks into that, so you can't get it back out. So that's that. So let's try this. It says to rub it on sparingly with your finger or a brush. I'm going to use the ebony, which is black. And then it says it dries quickly. I don't want to do a ton because I'm a little nervous about it being black. I'm just going to rub it over. Oh, look at that. It ages it beautifully. And then it says to buff it with a paper towel. And then the more you buff it, the shinier it gets or something. But it looks like it's just taking it off to me. I don't want to rub it off. I want that me get some on my finger here. I want that aged look. I didn't want to rub it off. So maybe if you get too much on, like right there, it dries fast, they say, and I think they're right. I just want to like rub it everywhere. Not everywhere, like on certain points, just so it looks like aged. That's all I'm trying to do. Don't think I'm going to do like that part. Let me just put some on my table here. And get it on all these parts here. That's all I do. I don't really have a plan. I just kind of rub it over the high parts. And I do this with acrylic paints too on some of my characters and things like that, just to give them another dimension. And then we're going to do it on here. And if I have too much, I'm going to just rub it right off. But I want it to look like an aged piece. That's why I picked the gold, because I knew I was going to be doing this. I didn't realize I was going to have rub and buff, but I wanted to try it. And that's all. That's all I'm going to do. And it says it only dries, takes a couple of minutes to dry. Pretty easy. Let me get like, maybe, I don't want like those big blocks. And my finger doesn't seem to be wanting to rub it off, so I'm just going to get that to get it off. So you're supposed to be able to rub it in to make it shiny. Not that I really want it shiny, but look at that. It's dry already. Wow, is that fast? I just want a little tiny bit more. Just do it in all those cracks and crevices. You can put it on, it said, with like a brush if you want to. Anything you want. But wow, it dries fast. That's it. I don't want it anywhere else. Pretty cool though. Interesting. Never used it before. If you have any tips on it, please give it to me in the comments so I know for next time if I'm doing something wrong. Then it says to just buff it with a paper towel. But I don't want to take it off. Maybe it just shines it up once you paper towel it. It stays on, but you're shining it? I don't know. Clearly, the title says buff, so that's what I'm doing. But I don't want to take it off. I don't know. I think it looks good. What do you think? Now, being such a thin piece, it does really need to cure overnight to get more solid. Because I only left it on the heat mat for an hour after I took it out of the pressure pot. So that's it. What you could do is get a picture hanger, attach it to here. That way you can hang it up on your wall if you really wanted to. But I'm not going to do anything else to it. I like it aged just like that. You can even, if you put the powder on like I did, and you want these to sparkle, you can go into that channel again with some rhinestones right over them. I think that they would fit over that. They might cover that right up. Let me see if that would work. Well, it worked, you guys. The stones fit in the channel still, so there was still enough room. So I put black stones in all those channels, put enough glue in there because it was gonna like go down around the original stone, but I did get them in there. So that's pretty cool. So you can add stones if they came out matte like they did because of this, then you can add stones on top. But if you use alcohol inks, then you wouldn't have to do that because they would be automatically glimmery. So that's super cool. So that is it. That is the newest cross in the store. I hope you like it. There should be plenty of different ways to do that one, but that's the first way I wanted to do mine. Stick around for those pictures, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to get you a full packed video tomorrow. I'm sure of it. I will see you then. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face.